Baladejo, and I am the owner of Coastal Computers, a small business based in Eden, New South Wales. Today, I want to talk about just a basic story of cybersecurity and cybersecurity awareness. So recently, we got a call from a business saying every time they went out to a website, whether that be Google, one of the websites they tried was BOM for your weather, or worse, their bank, it would give them a message that said this connection is insecure and that hackers might be able to see and read that information. Sort of out of that being concerned, they called us and they said, hey, look guys, the computer's not working. This is the message we're getting. We just want to do day-to-day tasks. Now, it wasn't something that at first sight seemed like they had been hacked from their point of view, but it was a telltale sign that something bigger had happened. What happened, in fact, was a connection of a few things. So if we backtrack a bit, let's introduce what a threat actor is. So you would have heard, your cybersecurity or your hacker, or even maybe black hat and white hat in the past. And a lot of people would associate that with the movies Matrix, or just running zeros and ones and script stuff that looks scary at first sight. However, it's a lot simpler than that today. So a threat actor is any person or persons that are acting as a threat to a person or an organization, a website, a domain, anything. You could call them a hacker. But we, for the sake of this argument, will call them a threat actor. So a threat actor had found vulnerabilities in this business and they chose to attack it. So the first thing they did was they sent them an email, and it was an email with remittance attached, an image showing that they had paid a bill that was outstanding. The image itself was a JPEG and it looked totally normal. However, what we later found was that this JPEG image had code obfuscated into it. So obfuscation is the idea of hiding something in plain sight. So what's used a lot today is you might have images or documents, things that don't seem malicious. They all have code running in the background, and what they'll do is they'll inject their own code, script, whatever it may be, into this background data. So every JPEG does have that information and that data in the back, something you don't see at first sight. And if you replace it, you can put in your own code. So what happened is once the image was open, that code was then executed and it unloaded their payload. Now, a payload is like it is in any other term, I guess, but the idea that you're going to then drop off or deliver the main goods after it's been transferred. The transfer being the obfuscated JPEG, and then the payload being what script's going to run. Now that script, or it could have even been just a backdoor being a way into the back of an organization, a way to bypass their firewall, proceeded to then attack their settings on their router. Now their router, or router modem in this case, had the default login details of admin, a very easy thing to guess for most of us, and something that's overlooked a lot. And so this could have been a script, could have been a threat actor going in through a back door, logged into the router modem, admin, and changed the DNS destination. So DNS, a little bit of IT and networking, that's the service by which when you search out a domain name, www.google.com, it then translates that to an IP address or a destination and routes you to that. Generally, you want to use something like Google's public DNS 8.8.8.8. You've got Quad 9 DNS, otherwise Cloudflare's OpenDNS. But going back to the story, this DNS service was then redirected to the threat actor's own server, their own IP address that they handled. This server was put in place to take the information every time the organization wanted to go out to a website. So what would happen is they would want to go to a bank site. They would be redirected to the DNS server. The DNS server would complete the request with HTTP, being an unencrypted connection, and everything that they input was in plain text, and all of those requests were sent to the DNS server handled by the threat actor. So basically all their information was at threat, and it was only from opening up a JPEG that said remittance. This is something that's happening all the time, unbeknownstly to all of these organizations. It's no longer matrix zeros and ones. It's actually now just buy an application online, watch a YouTube video, read a guide, follow it to the dot, and you know what to do. It's no longer your crazy Russian hacker that can do this. It's me, it's you, it's every 14-year-old up to 70, 80. It really doesn't matter anymore, because the groundwork has been put in such a place that anyone can download a guide, anyone can watch a YouTube video, and all they have to do is follow it. And the threats are so advanced at this level now that it's not obvious. It's opening up an image. It's opening up an Excel spreadsheet, Word document. It could be even logging in to a Wi-Fi network that you think you know and trust, but it's actually not. So I hope this kind of encapsulates the level of threats that we have. It's not here to be something that scares you, but more to give you an awareness of the threatscape, another great word, that we live in today. So the landscape of threats for today. I hope this helps. If you need any help or consultancy, please visit our website at coastalcomputer.com.au. We'll be happy to help you out, and I hope that this information has helped you to learn a little bit more about today's threatscape, threat actors, and cybersecurity in general. Thank you.